my name is Sarah and I'm PeeliesNPetals on the internet. I'm a content creator that helps teach people how to preserve their food through canning. So today I want to talk to you about this beautiful piece of equipment. This is an All-American 921. This is their new color line, and this is a pressure canner. So what types of food can you pressure can for yourself and your family? Pressure canning is kind of opening up the doors to what we can do in canning in our homesteads. So in a pressure canner, you can can things like low acid foods. That means you can do other than pickles and jams and jellies, all the things you can do in a water bath. You now can add things like vegetables, your carrots, your corn, your green beans, all of your potatoes. You can can all of your lima beans and your ranch beans and northern beans, any type of beans you want. Do you hunt or do you fish? You can also do all of your game inside these canners. You can do any types of meats, combo foods like soups. So you're really limitless once you have a pressure canner in what you can provide for your family on your pantry shelves. So how does the pressure canner work? I think one of the things that most people are intimidated by is a pressure canner. And that's because we've all heard the stories of somebody harming themselves with a pressure canner because they didn't use it correctly. The pressure canners come with owner's manuals, and you'll want to read yours to make sure you understand how the pressure canner works. The science behind pressure canning is that we are going to heat this food above boiling. So in your water bath canners, when you're doing your high acid foods, you can only get that food up to boiling temperatures, 212 degrees. But for our low acid foods, we need temperatures in excess of boiling water. The pressure canner is going to allow you to do that. So inside of this canner, you're going to add a little bit of water. And then when you put that over the heat source, the water is going to create steam. The steam is going to create pressure, and that is how we get above boiling water temperatures. The canner itself, the bottom portion of these canners, is basically just a large pot. And in fact, if you want a water bath can in a pressure canner, you can. You just don't lock the lid. Inside the canner is going to be a shelf, and these shelves are what you put your jars on. This allows the jars to remain protected on the inside of the canner during the processing. The All-American 921, the whole line of All-Americans actually, comes with 2 shelves. And what this means is you can double stack. Let me show you what double stacking is. It's where you take a row of jars on the bottom of your canner, and then you add a shelf. Once you add the shelf, you can now add more jars on top, or double stack the jars. This is going to allow you to do twice the amount of food in the same amount of time, which is important when you want to cut down on your resources, your water, your electricity, your propane, and your wood. This will help you to can more food and get it on the shelves without using as many resources. The other important part of this canner is the actual lid, and this is where all of the magic happens. Without this lid, this is just one giant pot of water, and that's not going to be able to get our food on the shelves when they're lower acidity. So on this lid, we have a couple components. These are safety components. The first one is an overpressurized plug, and that plug is actually going to blow out at 18 pounds of pressure. Now, all of our canning, no matter where you are in elevation, is either 5, 10, or 15 pounds. So at 18 pounds of pressure, this overrized pressure plug will blow out and give you a quick release of steam inside of the canner. This is important because if for some reason your canner goes up too high, you want this plug to blow out to help regulate your pressure. Another safety measure of these canners is these bayonet clips underneath the lids. That is what's going to secure the canning lid from the bottom to the top. That helps give you an extra added layer of protection as you're canning your foods. Once the lid is locked, the second locking system are these wing nuts. The wing nuts come up over the top of the canner, and this gives you a secureness from the top of the canner down. So your bayonet forceps are from the bottom up, and the wing nuts from the top down. Some other important components of this lid is the vent pipe. The vent pipe is what allows the steam to come out. This is known as the weight or the jiggler. This goes on top of the vent pipe, and once it's on top of the vent pipe, the steam can no longer come out. And what happens when you trap steam in an enclosed space? It starts to build pressure. And that's why we call this a pressure canner. It's going to can your foods using steam pressure.